Here's a comparison that changes how most people think about booking long-haul flights. Singapore Airlines Premium Economy from Los Angeles to Singapore. A 38-inch seat pitch, direct aisle access, plated meals, a dedicated cabin, and service that consistently ranks among the best in the sky. United Airlines Polaris Business Class on the same route, a fully flat bed, more privacy, and a meaningfully better sleep environment. The price difference. Singapore Premium Economy at around $1,600. United Polaris at around $4,200. Now, here's the part that matters. On one of the 5 comparisons in this video, the cheaper cabin was rated higher by passengers than the more expensive one, by a gap of $1,900. That comparison is number 4. I'll show you which route, which airlines, and why it keeps surprising people who've flown both. If you want more content like this, the stuff airlines hope you never work out before you book, subscribe. We cover it every week. The one rule that changes everything. Before the comparisons, one rule that applies to every long-haul booking. The cabin name means nothing. Business class and premium economy are category labels, not product descriptions. British Airways and Qatar Airways both call their front cabin business class. The Qatar Qsuite is a private suite with a closing door. The British Airways herringbone seat on older aircraft has you facing the fuselage wall. Same name, completely different product. The same variation exists in premium economy. Singapore Airlines Premium Economy and the domestic carrier's Premium Economy are not comparable. What you need to check on every booking is the specific seat on the specific aircraft. Not the airline's reputation, the aircraft type, the seat configuration. That's what determines whether you had a good flight. And one thing the airline industry won't tell you, the gap between top-tier premium economy and mid-tier business class has closed dramatically in the last 5 years. The decision used to be simple. Now it requires 5 minutes of research, and those 5 minutes can save you $2,000. Here's what that research looks like. 5 comparisons, real routes, real prices. Comparison 1. Singapore Airlines Premium Economy versus United Polaris, Los Angeles to Singapore. Los Angeles to Singapore is 15 hours, an overnight flight where sleep quality directly affects how functional you are when you land. United Polaris gives you a fully flat bed. Singapore Airlines Premium Economy gives you 38 inches of pitch, genuine recline, and service that outperforms most US carrier business class on-the-ground experience. Both are good products, but on a 15-hour overnight flight into a working week, the flat bed matters. Verdict: United Polaris justifies the premium here, but only on the 777-300ER with the newer Polaris seat. Always check the aircraft type before booking. The older United configuration is not the same product. Always check the aircraft type before booking. A 777-300ER and a 777-200 are not the same product. Seats.aero shows you the exact seat configuration on your specific flight. Link in description. Comparison 2. American Airlines Business versus Virgin Atlantic Premium, New York to London. 7 hours, daytime, New York to London. This is the route where the case for premium economy is strongest and where most travelers overpay without realizing it. American Airlines Business Class on this route gets the job done. A flat bed, reasonable privacy, and Admiral's Club access. But Virgin Atlantic's premium cabin, their premium economy product, offers 38-inch pitch, direct aisle access on every seat, and passenger satisfaction scores that consistently outperform American's business class on this specific route. The price difference: AA Business at around $2,400. Virgin Premium at $780. For a 7-hour daytime flight where most passengers aren't sleeping anyway, that $1,622 gap is very difficult to justify. Verdict: Virgin Premium Economy wins. Comparison 3. Japan Airlines Premium Economy versus Delta One, Los Angeles to Tokyo. Japan Airlines Premium Economy is one of the most underrated long-haul products in the sky. Their Sky Premium cabin offers 38-inch pitch, an adjustable leg rest, and meal service that competes with US legacy carrier business class. Delta One is a solid flatbed product, but the price gap is hard to justify unless you need to land fully rested. If you're landing and going straight into a boardroom, the flatbed is not a luxury, it's preparation. For everyone else, JALPE is the more considered choice. Price: JALPE at around $1,500, Delta One at $3,800. Verdict: JAL Premium Economy wins on value. Delta One wins if landing functional is non-negotiable. Comparison 4. British Airways Business versus Virgin Atlantic Premium, Washington DC to London. This is the comparison I mentioned at the start, and it's the one that surprises most people who've actually flown both. British Airways Club World, their business class, is a well-known product with a specific design quirk that generates more passenger complaints than almost any other business class seat. A herringbone layout where window seats face the fuselage wall, and the alternating design places you next to a stranger facing the opposite direction. It's a flat bed, it reclines fully, but in passenger comfort surveys, it does not score as a premium experience. Virgin Atlantic Premium, their premium economy, is a forward-facing dedicated cabin with 38 inches of pitch, direct aisle access on every seat, and service culture that has outscored British Airways business class in passenger satisfaction for 5 consecutive years. The price on Washington DC to London: British Airways business class at around $2,700, Virgin Atlantic Premium at $800. The gap is $1,900. The cabin that most passengers preferred costs $1,900 less. That is not an edge case. That is a structural difference in product quality that British Airways has not resolved. Comparison 5. Qatar Qsuite versus Lufthansa Premium Economy, Chicago to Bangkok via Doha. This is the one comparison where business class is the clear answer. Qatar Airways Qsuite is consistently ranked the world's best business class product. A private suite with a closing door, fully flat bed, and double configurations for couples. Lufthansa Premium Economy is a solid product, but not in the same category. On an 18-hour routing through Doha, the Qsuite justifies every dollar of the premium. Verdict: pay for the Qsuite. This is not the route to save money on. 5 comparisons. Premium Economy wins 3, Business Class wins 2, on the longest overnight routes with the best products. Now, here's the practical scenario that pulls it all together. How to decide: the practical test. Here's how to apply this to your next booking. You're flying from New York to Rome for a week-long trip, arriving at 9 a.m. That's a 7 to 8 hour overnight flight. If you can sleep upright in a comfortable seat with good recline, Premium Economy gets you there rested and saves you $1,500. If you have back problems, if you know from experience that a poor night in a half-reclined seat costs you a recovery day at your destination, business class is no longer just a comfort purchase. It's a practical one. At a certain point, the difference between a 38-inch seat and a fully flat bed isn't about luxury, it's about whether your body cooperates with you the next morning. That calculation's different for everyone, but it's worth making explicitly, not just assuming the cheaper option works. 2 questions that make the decisions fast. 1. Is this flight over 8 hours and overnight? If yes, check whether the business class product on your specific aircraft is a true flatbed. Use seats.aero, check the aircraft type, read recent reviews. 2. What is the actual price difference on the date you're flying? Use Qsuite to compare both cabin prices on the same route simultaneously. The gap varies enormously by date and airline, and sometimes business class drops close enough that the decision makes itself. Kiwi shows business class and premium economy fares across airlines on the same route in one view. The gap varies more than most people expect. Link in description. The real answer? Here is the conclusion that most booking guides don't reach. Business class is not a product, it's a price tier. And within that tier sits products that range from genuinely world-class private suites to seats that rank below the best premium economy cabins in passenger satisfaction. The same is true in reverse. Premium economy at its best: Singapore Airlines, Japan Airlines, Virgin Atlantic, outperforms a significant number of business class products from other carriers. The cabin name is the least useful piece of information when you're deciding how to spend your money. The traveler who books by cabin name pays a premium for a word. The traveler who spends 5 minutes checking the aircraft type, comparing the specific seat, and searching both cabins on the same route sometimes pays $1,900 less for the experience they actually wanted. That is the whole framework. Check the seat, not the name. Compare the price, not the category. And on overnight flights over 8 hours, be honest with yourself about what your body needs the next morning. That's the decision. Everything else is marketing. If this changed how you think about your next long-haul booking, hit like. It gets this in front of travelers who are about to pay for a cabin name without checking what they're buying. Subscribe. We'll cover the stuff airlines assume you won't work out before you book. See you in the next one.